Binge Pipe's menu screen offers everything you need to start a trivia game. Binge Pipe is the only streaming service to determine that people really needed to hear a voice talking to them all the time when they first interacted with the user interface. And we refuse to course correct on that decision.
I had a great time on our date tonight.
You want to come inside and watch something?
I know what that means.
Binge Pipe is pleased to bring back Binge Pipe's menu screen, the gold standard of menu screens. Binge Pipe is more than a streaming service, and it's also less than a streaming service, because we're not a streaming service. Or are we? Yes, we aren't.
What's the matter, Mark?
Binge Pipe is proud to resurrect from the dead. You don't know, Jack. Binge Pipe. The all-seeing elder gods are hungry.
Hello, I'm Cookie Masterson, and as a child I was bitten by a radioactive trivia host. Then my uncle died, so I have to do this. Everybody ready? I don't want to have to get off the highway once we get going. So let's dive in.
Time for question 1.
To get things started, cry me a river. Which musical artist's watery name contains the highest percentage of Earth's fresh water? Frank Ocean, Nickel Creek, Rivers Cuomo, or Vanilla Ice? Okay, who chose what? Fresh water. Oh no, have you been drinking seawater? About 70% of all fresh water on Earth is contained in glaciers, ice caps, and ground ice. So Vanilla Ice has the most fresh water contained in his name. There you have it, folks. Scientific proof that Vanilla Ice is greater than Frank Ocean and Weezer combined.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Introducing my mentally imbalanced pony. Imagine all this time, the My Little Ponies have been perfectly normal-sized ponies who just thought they were too small. Which diagnosis could explain this? Pinkie Pie, you have muscle dysmorphia. Fluttershy, you have hypomania. Applejack, you have depersonalization disorder. Or Twilight Sparkle, you have malignant narcissism. So what'd you pick? That's where you feel disconnected from yourself, and no one is more grounded in their personal narrative than Applejack. Hypomania describes periods of extreme activity, so how My Little Ponies are really all the time. Muscle dysmorphia is the obsession that your body is the wrong size. Pinkie Pie, you are perfect the way you are.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Next, text or subtext, and it's a dis or dat. So I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a piece of art attributed to street artist Banksy or an emoji on my smartphone. Don't think too hard, I'm only giving you a few seconds to decide between Banksy, or an emoji. And you're all doing this together, so look alive. Ready? Let's go. Man shrugging. Man hanging from window. Woman factory worker. Men with bunny ears. Umbrella girl. Girl with skipping rope. Selfie. Like humanity in general, most of you are just okay. But player 2, of all the losers, you are the loseriest.
Dissatisfaction has been noted.
Looks like it's screw time.
That's right, Cookie. Using the screw makes it harder for all the other players to answer in a variety of pleasurable ways. And you'll receive a bonus for each player who chooses incorrectly.
Yeah, okay, they get it.
What a mutually satisfying solution!
Coming up next, apparently not part of your world. Which of these Disney princesses would not find a representation of their home country at Disney World's Epcot Center? Mulan, Belle, Tiana, or Merida? And how'd we do? Epcot Center's World Showcase features bite-sized versions of many countries, including China, where Mulan lives, France, where Belle was born, and the US, where Tiana hails from. But there is no tiny version of Scotland for Disney Princess Merida to mope around in. Truly a shame that we'll never experience Goofy's House of Haggis. Feast your eyes upon this. Piece of S. Which of these lists in order a star, a mood, a podcast, and a grain? Serious, cereal, serious, cereal, serious, serious, cereal, cereal, serious, serious, cereal, cereal, or cereal, cereal, serious, serious. I love this part. Sirius is a star, Sirius is a mood, cereal is a podcast, and cereal is what depressed adults have for dinner. I was gonna try to get Cerberus the dog and Professor Snape in there somehow, and then I thought, no, Cookie, you give too much already. That's it for round 1. Clearly this isn't a popularity contest because here's the scoreboard.
Currently, player 6 is in the lead. On the other hand, these players could use a little help, and there's no shame in that. Your performance has triggered the need for more screws.
And don't forget, round 2 screws screw even harder, and you'll net more cash for each player that answers wrong, so don't be afraid to use them. The rest of you better answer fast before you get screwed. Oh, and remember, questions are worth twice as much in round 2.
This is a real party now.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Here's one for you. Humongous Father, let us stop for midday meal. Imagine a family of giants is ambling across the earth and they want to stop for a picnic. What would be a nice, flat, dry place to lay their picnic blanket? A delta, an arate, a flat iron, or a mesa? Okay, what'd you pick? A mesa is an elevated section of land with a flat top surrounded by steep cliffs. This is the classic definition of a nuclear family. A family turned into giant freaks by radiation.
Hey, question.
We'd like to initiate a moment of playful interactivity. Would you like a delicate question about musicals or a musical question about delicates? Use your device to select your preference. Here are the votes. I have no opinion about your selection.
J'ai mangé tous les œufs. 7.
Take a good look at a delicate question about musicals. Okay, so I'll try to tread carefully here. In which musical do Vendla and Melchior, how do I put this, share a intimate moment in a hayloft? Dear Evan Hansen, Spring Awakening, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, or Oklahoma? So who got it? Yeah, 2 teenagers f***ed their brains out in an old barn in Spring Awakening. I said the question would be delicate, not the answer.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of 8.
Here we have Killer Micah. Imagine the hip-hop duo Run the Jewels ran barefoot over a bunch of diamonds, destroying their feet but inspiring a song. Which of the following lyrics would not reference a traditional cut diamond shape? My feet are a mess, these cuts are princess, loss of blood is common, the cuts are almond. Through the pain I'm pushing, my cuts are cushion, or blood up to my knees, those cuts are marquees. Hope you like what you picked. Oh, you tried so hard. Almond is actually a popular fingernail shape, but not used to describe a diamond. Oh, here's a good one. Type equals squiggly bracket, music, comma, female, squiggly bracket.
Accept all cookies, don't clear your cache. It's time for data mining.
So, BingePipe user data is very, secure.
But just for fun, can you identify who this information belongs to so we can return it to them without a lawsuit? Directions to get around that track. Is I ain't no grammatically correct? Why do these bananas taste like redacted? Whose search history have we acquired? Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Mandy Moore, or Gwen Stefani?
Let's see how that shook out. And I couldn't care Mandy less. Leave Britney alone! Talking about how many times she's been around that track and how that shit is bananas is the way Gwen Stefani professes she ain't no hollaback girl.
I knew you would be able to do it. I had no doubt.
Yeah, leave the outdated puns to me, please.
Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos.
Coming up, what's the deal with this joke setup? What would be the name of a web series where Jerry Seinfeld picks up different comics in a truck on the way to grabbing a fermented drink? Comedians in sailboats getting horchata, comedians in lorries getting kombucha, comedians in carriages getting kefir, or comedians in hot air balloons getting bubble tea. Okay, let's take a look. A lorry is a truck, and kombucha is a fermented sweet tea. And comedian is another word for unemployed, according to my mother. You made it to the attack. When you see an answer that matches the category, tap it on your device. The faster you pick a right answer, the more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right. But each time you're wrong, I'm taking some cash away. And be careful. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. What's the points? Time to earn some points on some point-related questions. Good luck. Player one takes it! Way to go, Player one. That was quite a narrow victory. Almost as narrow as my famously narrow esophagus. Now to celebrate your victory with a delicious lozenge.
It's stuck in my throat.
You don't know Jack!
Hello, listeners. If you love podcasts, you'll love our new show. We collect clips of everybody's favorite part of podcasting, apologizing for the quality of the podcast. Please enjoy every excuse, justification, and admission of laziness.
Welcome to the Great Ping Pong Debate. I want to apologize for the echo. We're not in our usual studio.
This is Real Bears or Niels Bohr, and you'll have to forgive me as I'm fighting cold this week.
I'm not gonna lie to you, listeners. This is my least favorite Australian serial killer. But we said we'd create dating profiles for them all, so...
As you can tell, my neighbor's dog is very excited to list all the episodes of Pushing Daisies from most to least charming, and...
Join us, won't you? It'll be a good time, and we promise the clips won't sound so poorly spliced together once we get used to the software.
Greetings, lovers of wildlife. It's me, Rory Cheshire.
Binge Pipe expected a bit more gratitude for presenting You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, our CEO is a terrible little man who thinks he's doing good.
I'm Cookie, and the spot where my intro joke usually goes has been sold by Binge Pipe to Flax & Myers Crude Oil. Flax & Myers, there's nothing funny about crude oil. Before we begin, did everyone figure out which cast member of Riverdale they are? Good. So let's get to it. for question 1. First on the docket, hot privates in your area. What's the highest star rating a United States general can receive on Yelp? A 3-star, 4-star general, a 4-star, 4-star general, a 5-star, 4-star general, or a 6-star, 4-star general? Let's see who got it. Yelp reviews go as high as 5 stars. Now go back to Yelp to find a 5-star General Tso's chicken.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
This one's called Only the Freshest References. Which of these 80s catchphrases best describes the story of Icarus? Wax on, wax off, where's the beef, I'll be back, or gag me with a spoon? What'd you guys pick? No, you won't. Icarus flew on wings made of wax and feathers until the sun melted his wings, causing him to fall to his death. Which is like grody to the max.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Behold, ho-ho holding government accountable. And do you hear something on the roof going click, click, click? That's right, it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each, I want you to tell me if it's one of Santa's reindeer or a news anchor from CNN. Answer quick, you'll only have a few seconds to choose between Santa's reindeer or CNN. And you're all doing this together, so pay attention. All set? Here we go. Prancer. Tapper. Comet. Donner. Cooper. Blitzer. Blitzen. Way to go, most of you. Moving right along.
I don't need you anymore.
Try this on for size. Syntax to the max. Grammatically speaking, what's a contraction? What's a contraction or question mark? Who picked what? A contraction is when a noun and a verb combine and you replace the omitted letter with an apostrophe. This one's known as How to Get Away with Identity Theft. Based on her first name, how might actress Viola Davis compare to a hypothetical actress named Violin Davis? She would be smaller and thinner than Violin Davis. She would have greater range than Violin Davis. She would have a deeper, mellower voice than Violin Davis. Or she would be different than Violin Davis in name only. Okay, let's take a look. A viola is a larger instrument than a violin and has a deeper, mellower sound to it. Say goodbye to round 1. Let's see who deserves my love.
Currently, these players have the same number of points. Weird. And down here, these players are negatively affecting our averages. Looks like someone needs a little more help.
And remember, round 2 screws have crazier effects. Plus, they earn you a bigger bonus for each player that gets the question wrong. So don't forget to use them. The rest of you better answer fast if you don't want to be screwed. Oh, and by the way, all the cash in round 2 is doubled, in case you care about things like that.
We didn't approve this point structure, but okay.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Why not try a very serious medical question? Irma Gerd, you have GERD? Sorry about your feet swirling, acid reflux, liver disease, allergy to gluten. I love this part. Really? GERD, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, involves gastric or acid contents of the stomach coming back into the esophagus. And GERD germ durch Kursturn.
J'ai mangé tous les œufs. 7.
How about this one? Music you can laugh to. If someone put a fermata on their laughter, what would it sound like? Ha! Or ha ha ha! Oh, watch out. Player 5 just dropped a screw on you guys. Embrace the change. Or don't. Let's see who got it. The game wouldn't be fun if you got everything right. A fermata is when you hold the same note for longer than you normally would. It's challenging, but luckily, as a classically trained performer, I'm able to pull laughter from deep down in my... Well, you get the idea. Nicely screwed, Player 5. Spend this wisely. Oh, and I see we have some new names. I'd call that an improvement.
We'd like to give you the illusion of control. Would you like a tricky question or a blunt question? Choose on your devices now. The votes are in. You have chosen.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of 8.
It's time for a blunt question. Snoop Dogg created which term for marijuana when he mispronounced a method of growing cannabis? Doobie, dank, chronic, or the devil's lettuce? So who got it? What a pity. One night, Snoop Dogg misheard someone say hydroponic, and a piece of slang was born. Hydroponics, of course, being the act of growing cannabis without soil using nutrient-rich water. At least that's what an older boy told me. Na, 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 na. I call this one, I suspect foul play. I've started getting into that show Riverdale, or as I like to call it, Steamy Archie. For our older players, yes, it's a teen drama based on the Archie comics, and no, I'm not making that up. Imagine a shocking episode of Riverdale that reveals Jason Blossom's murderer to be an Ithia Americana mallard. This means the culprit was a redhead, a blonde, a brunette, or a jughead. Okay, what'd you pick? Science has yet to properly classify the jughead. This was a tough choice. Now you know how Archie feels. Ithia americana is a species of duck named the redhead. It's known for its, wait for it, bright red head. I know, right? I should check Urban Dictionary to make sure Steamy Archie doesn't already mean something. No, forget it. I'm probably better off not knowing.
Sabes que es lindo, 10 perritos.
There is no hiding from fart science. If someone measured your fart in pascals, what part of your fart would they be measuring? The mass of your fart, the duration of your fart, the pressure of your fart, or the frequency of your fart? What'd you guys pick? A pascal is a unit of pressure, 1 Newton of force per square meter. Scientists are still figuring out how to measure how gross you are. Welcome to the attack. When you see an answer that matches the category, tap it on your device. The faster you pick a right answer, the more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right. But each time you're wrong, I'm taking some cash away. And don't forget, it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Let's hang out. Hopefully you know who hangs out at these famous bars and restaurants. Good luck. That's the game! I gotta hand it to you, Player 6. Math says you're just barely our winner. But what does your heart say? Think about that, then think about this.
You don't know Jack!
Enjoy this exclusive behind-the-scenes content from You Don't Know Jack.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I'm one of the writers for You Don't Know Jack. I wrote the McGurd question, and I just wanted to say, sir, sorry. Have a friend with Gerd, and it's a serious deserves. Gerd is nerd, jerk.
Thank you for joining us for this Binge Pipe bonus content.